global political issues because so many changes are going on and we have some similar approaches. And I would like to express that we are proud to stand together with the United States on fighting against...
Welcome back to EU Politics, your ultimate source for the raw, unfiltered pulse of Europe's power corridors. If you're craving the inside scoop on the scandals, showdowns, and seismic shifts shaking Brussels to its core this November 2025, you've landed in the right spot. We're talking proxy votes for new mums in Parliament, budget brawls that could empty your wallet, and a Ukraine aid frenzy that's got everyone questioning where the billions are vanishing. But let's cut to the chase. The real fireworks. Hungary's Viktor Orban dropping bombshells that have the EU elites sweating bullets. From snagging a Trump-backed financial shield to torching the Migration Pact and calling out a wartime mafia in Kyiv, Orban's on a tear that's rewriting the rulebook. Buckle up, because this is the breakdown that's got social media exploding. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button for EU Politics right now. We drop these deep dives weekly, and you don't want to miss the next one. November 2025 is hitting like a freight train in EU politics, with the European Parliament's plenary session firing on all cylinders from the 12th onward. President Roberta Metsola kicked things off with a gut-wrenching tribute to the 2015 Paris attack victims, underscoring how terrorism's shadow still looms large over the continent's security debates. But beyond the solemnity, the real action exploded on the gender front. MEPs just greenlit proxy voting for pregnant lawmakers and new mothers, letting them delegate votes during those high-stakes late pregnancy weeks or bleary-eyed postpartum haze. Rapporteur Evelyn Regner hailed it as a game-changer for true equality in the corridors of power. This isn't fluffy symbolism. It's a seismic jab at the patriarchal stranglehold that's kept women sidelined in Brussels for decades. Metsola and Regner emerge from the vote, vowing to ram it through despite council resistance. Imagine the ripple effect if this spreads to national capitals. Yet, with far-right factions growling in the shadows, will it survive the backlash? It's the kind of progressive punch that could spark a viral wave of #MomInPolitics memes, but only if we hold the line shifting to the money wars. Because let's face it, EU politics is a trillion-euro tango of greed and green dreams. The rapporteurs on the multi-annual financial framework dropped their scorching review of the 2028 to 2034 budget blueprint, labelling the Commission's pitch as woefully undercooked at 1.2 trillion euros. Johan van Overtveldt's press briefing on the 13th was pure theatre, ripping into gaps for green innovation and defence bulwarks. Meanwhile, finance chiefs are barrelling toward a revamp of the Energy Taxation Directive, slash levies on renewables, but jack up fossils. Hello, steeper winter gas bills for the average Joe. And the import bombshell. They're torching the €150 duty-free threshold for non-EU parcels, meaning your next shine spree or gadget grab from Asia just got pricier. EU business ties it straight to the 2026 budget slugfest, where Parliament's pushing for more social nets and councils hoarding for crises. This hits home hard. Small e-shops could crater, but the EU's coffers swell. Stock up on those bargains while you can. This is fiscal Armageddon disguised as fairness. Now zoom to the war-torn edges. The EU-Ukraine Investment Conference in Warsaw just unlocked €50 billion for reconstruction. But Zelensky's crew is demanding fast-track membership by 2030, even as Brussels waves red flags on Graft. September saw a whopping 79,000 new temp protections for fleeing Ukrainians, the sharpest spike since the invasion's early fury. It's humanitarian heroism, sure, but with Russian incursions escalating and blackouts crippling grids, can Europe sustain the bleed? Over in Helsinki, the Public Health Conference is dissecting pandemic hangovers, vaccine disparities, mental health craters, and a plea for €10 billion in resilient infrastructure. Link that to the plenary's 2026 to 2030 Gender Equality Strategy vote. MEPs are mandating block-wide paternity leave and pay audits for behemoths like Amazon and Volkswagen Revolutionary. Hell yes. But populists are circling like vultures. Enter the colossus who's turning this EU circus into his personal arena, Viktor Orban. This man's November masterclass is the stuff of legends, or nightmares, depending on your Brussels loyalty. Fresh off his White House powwow with Trump on the 7th, Orban emerged with a golden goose, a permanent US exemption from Russian oil and gas sanctions. No strings attached. Trump gushed, "Viktor's a fighter, we're wrapping Ukraine quick, and Hungary's energy stays rock solid." Orban locked in Westinghouse nuke fuel pacts and a $600 million LNG flood. a godsend for Budapest's Russian-dependent economy, but the EU's apoplectic, this shreds our anti-Putin front. Orban clapped back online. Hungary freezes for no one's sermons. Sovereignty first. And get this, he's brokering a Trump-Putin summit in Budapest, pitching it as peace engineering while hawks like Callas screech Moscow flirtation. On X, Seng Orban-Trump is ablaze with 750,000 mentions, half cheering the realpolitik, half decrying betrayal. But Orban's Ukraine takedown, that's the viral venom. Yesterday, he eviscerated the golden illusion crumbling in Kyiv, unmasking a wartime mafia web laced to Zelensky himself. Billions in aid vanishing into Energoatom scandals. Energy Minister bolts, Justice Chief quits, Zelensky crony ghosts the border. Orban thundered. Brussels' elites funnel our taxes into this abyss. Frontline fodder or mafia? Slush funds? Insanity. He's stonewalling the €6 billion fresh tranche. Fund graft or fortify our frontiers? Ukraine's foreign ministry fired back, mocking him as Putin's echo, but Orban's unbowed. Hungary's vetoing more aid, redirecting cash home for doubled foster stipends and a 14th pension month. X is a battlefield. Ukraine Mafia racks 600,000 posts, splitting viewers between Orban saving Europe and traitor unmasked. Hero or heel? The comments below will erupt, sound off. This Orban-Trump tango is fracturing the facade. Politico dubs it an illiberal renaissance. Ukraine be damned, Hungary's nuking the EU Migration Pact. Brussels craves illegals, stuff them in the Rearmament. Poland, Slovakia, Czechia are suing en masse, refusing relocations or €20,000 fines per rejectee. The Visegrád Revolt could gut the pact's teeth if enough opt-out climate clash. MEPs demand 90% emissions slashed by 2040 for net zero glory, but Orban's Hungary balks, clinging to Gazprom veins. Ag relief shines brighter. Council Parliament Pact streamlines CAP bureaucracy, unlocking €1.6 billion for drone-farmed fields and eco-yields. Farmers from Andalusia to Pomerania are popping corks. Less forms, more futures, sustainability due diligence. Far-right torpedoed the first draft. Amendments loom with war-born briefing tomorrow. Big food like Unilever braces for green audits. Peel back the layers. This plenary's a soul search for Europe. Gender strides defy populist tides. Budget scraps test post-Trump grit. Ukraine pledges wrestle ethics and Euro's Orban. The disruptor supreme bridging DC and the Kremlin while weaponizing Hungary's veto on enlargement, stalling Balkan bids to shield his Christian fortress. EPP's winking at AfD on votes per EU observer, birthing a right-wing hydra. Enter the democracy shield. Commission's fortress against foreign meddlers. Russian trolls, Qatari quid, pro quos, timed for COP30's climate gauntlet in Brazil. Water woes amplify. Euronews spotlights, Danube to Thames, toxins and droughts, urging wastewater wizardry and wetland wards. Health forums echo. Europe's greying masses crave bulletproof systems, not patches. The viral vortex? Orban's eyeing 2026 glory with Trump's blessing. Victor's my guy, the Don declared. A Putin parley could halt aid rivers, jolt energy spikes, splinter NATO, or forge armistice. Bulls say broker. Bears scream Munich Redux. Flip side, proxy voting could ignite parliaments worldwide from Ottawa to Canberra. Ag wins. Vintners and veg growers unite in relief your verdict. Team Orban's defiance or Brussels' unity? Like if this lit your fire and subscribe to EU politics, we're at 150,000 strong, gunning for 300,000 with your help. Drop those takes below. Let's make this thread legendary. Rapid fire closes. Gender talent blitz unmasks STEM's female void. EU's plotting scholarships and spotlights. Caribbean summits forge trade ties with Costa at the helm. EastPass AI Summit pits EU ingenuity against Sino-supremacy. Trade tremors, US tariff tango brews a retaliation roadmap, and the Omnibus I debacle. Far-rights carve out guts. Corporate climate mandates, exempting mid-caps and axing transition blueprints. WWF roars its betrayal of people and planet. Orban's financial shield? A Trump-Orban pact buffering Budapest from EU freezes per Reuters. As long as we're in the saddle, boasts Szijjártó. Enlargement hostage? Hungary's veto chokes Western Balkans' dreams, twisting EU strategy into knots. Ukraine's riposte to Orban's Mafia jabs? Delusional drivel, spat the MFA, but scandals simmer. Von der Leyen's UK huddle? Starmer's probing defence synergies amid Trump uncertainties. November's blaze is just igniting. Next, enlargement veto, deep dive and migration mutiny maps. Thanks for riding this EU rollercoaster with EU politics. Stay vigilant, stay subscribed. In this arena, Intel is your armor. Catch you next wave.